Good afternoon to the talk show Uplifting Communities with John and Miss J.
Hey!
And I'm going to tell you guys, we got a really, really good show today. We have this young lady, Miss Taylor. She's on this lady here is doing some really positive things. But before I go any further, I'm going to ask Miss J if she don't mind taking the pleasure of bringing her with us.
Absolutely, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And if you're calling in by phone, all you got to do is select 1 in the pound sign, and you can join the conversation or ask a question. And if you are calling in, listening online, you can also call in and do the same thing at 213-943-3664 and select 1 and join the show. Today we have Miss Kenise Taylor. She is an author. She is what haven't she done? She's a model. She's a singer. She's a songwriter. She's an actress. She's a dancer. She's a woman of many trades, and she's also a children's author. So we like to, before we get started, give Miss Keisha a moment to tell us a little bit about her and what she's doing before we get started with our questions.
Hello, hey everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to you guys today. A few things I have going on, like you mentioned, the main thing that I'm pretty much focusing on right now, this is the Floyd, the Brave Hornet. Something that took me, it's my first children's book, so it's my first writing experience, publishing experience, and it was just, a lot of steps that I had to go through, a lot of reading, a lot of research, and it's definitely something that I would like to, share with anybody else who's interested in getting involved with things like that. But that's mainly what I'm focusing on right now, on top of a lot of other things that I have going on, but this is something that I like to do. Something that I would like to do for the kids, for the children to have something to do. I plan to form events around it. I plan to make my character, Floyd, have some little fun things going on with him. So I have a lot planned in the future to go with my children's book.
Before we go any further, I know you from North Carolina, and they just had a bad storm to pass your way. Are you okay, and are your family okay?
Yeah, we're fine. Power just came on not too long ago, so I'm glad it came on before I had to get on, because I had like 2% battery. I was hoping and praying, but it came back on not too long ago. But awesome. Yeah, I just my prayers definitely go out to everyone that's in my family in Wilmington, North Carolina. My fiance's from there originally. They've had some loss. And it's they're going through some things, so I just wish the best. My prayers are up for them. But yeah, thank you so much for asking. We're doing good down here. Just a few trees down. They have a few tornado warnings that dissipated that we didn't have to worry about. So we're just hoping for the best here on out.
Yeah, we got some family down there too.
Community talk show.
Yeah.
It's sending their regards and hope that everybody be safe and. And God bless them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I'm glad you got some power. Yes, I know she's glad. That power, girls can't go without that power, girl. We need our power, don't we?
Right.
We men be like, yeah. Man, it's these electronics. Them electronics got y'all hooked, man. Y'all can't be without them electronics. People start freaking out. People have nervous breakdowns, I'm telling you. And them electronics got everybody going. Got to be nosy. Got to know what's on Facebook and Twitter, right? You mean days without no Facebook? Poor babies. Well, I'm glad you guys are doing well. One of the things you also do is that you talk to young people about respecting themselves and others and going for their goals. Can we talk a little bit about how you got started doing that and what made you do something like that?
Well, basically, I have a son. I have a 9-year-old son. He's an only child, and we moved from Greensboro to Charlotte, so we got to Charlotte. But before we moved there, we stayed in Greensboro. And my fiance always wanted to stay on the east side where we have family there. But it just pretty much started off with the kids in the neighborhood. Like, we would get have like little cookouts. We had an icy thing that we used to do, and my fiance and his friends pretty much get with them. They play basketball. We had a trampoline. We used to do like little water things, like with the pool and things like that. So my son, he's pretty, he's blessed, to say the least. So, we just had a lot of kids in the neighborhood that would just come, come and play with him and, get to know him. And we grew up, right around the corner from their parents. So it just became like that. And being that my fiance and I were in entertainment and in music, we would start digging into what these kids like to do. Like a lot of them aspire to be rappers or artists or they could draw. Like,
right.
It was just amazing when you start to talk to them and, other than school and basketball, things that are typical, unfortunately, in African-American neighborhoods like that, where there's, you're expected to be football, expected to be, basketball.
Right.
We would try to talk to them. Yeah, we would try to talk to them and see what else they like to do, being that we were moving in the direction. And a few of them, as the years have gone, they've, gotten older, are doing a lot. George is working with a lot on with music, producing. We have programs that we have here in Charlotte that we download on our computer, and they'll come and we'll let them play with it. It's just amazing to see how talented they are at a young age. They just need the tools to be able to express what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and have someone hear them. A lot of times adults, they don't want to hear it, like especially with dreams. And I know because a lot of their dreams have fell through for a lot of, people. And so they get kind of, I say cold-hearted. They don't waste your time on no dreams. Don't happen. You can't, don't get a job, go to work, keep your head down, take care of your family and be a good person. That's all you can do. And even though that's part of our living, it is not all that we are. And we have to nourish those dreams. And like you guys taking the time to find out what they like, because the schoolwork we got to do, they got to do to get out of school, but they still need something that they love to do. And that really will help them, I think, in school when they're doing something they love, plus something they have to do.
Right. Exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, because like I said, they need sometimes they just need, like I said, that spirit, that encouragement to drive them to be able to do things. Because there's always going to be people out there that you, like, just like you said, that are going to be like, yeah, right, whatever, Just like, for example, our cousin, he was, went through some things. He played for the Texas Longhorns, and, he kind of struggled a little bit. He found, I guess, people who believed him, and now he's, like, starting in the NFL. And that's one of the things. He was like, send me this book, because we work with kids all the time. I would love to, use your book, but his family stayed on him. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like, you got so much talent. You got so much talent for this. And it's like, when other people who aren't there for your, I guess, better good, they're just there to get the fame off of what you have sometimes,
Yeah.
And it can, kind of maneuver you in a different direction, because the people who want the best for you aren't going to let you do things and mess up your career. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to allow it.
They're going to check you whether you like it or not. Right. And you need that devil advocate. You need that person you need that, at least two of them. I say two, but if you can just get one person to say, that's just wrong. And that doesn't mean I don't love you. I ain't got your back, but that's just wrong. You need somebody with some common sense that's going to go against, because a lot of people just want to ride with the money, the free drinks, the free chicks, whatever. Or, they want the package, but they're not looking out for you, man. Don't get in that fight because, oh man, yeah, go out we used to do back in the day. I'm not in the place where I was back in the day. I have different priorities now. So you always need somebody, in that corner that'll keep you on track, because it's easy to get off track when people's in your ear, Yeah.
It is. It's the same thing. And it is easy. That's why it also just depends on who you got to surround yourself with positive people. Like, even now with meeting people, I'm like, what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do? What can we do? That's all I pretty much not trying to take away from anybody, but ambition. Like, you surround yourself by ambitious people, then, you're more than likely to succeed. And then, it's just, you can share that. What do you have to offer me? Because I might have something to offer you. What can you offer me? So.
Yeah. I think that's something we all should do. John always says that we, about working together. because a lot of people think, because like we're doing the same thing and we're doing similar subject, because I do child safety books, and I have a website on child safety. So I've been doing it for decades. I'm one of them old people. Nobody wanted to do it, but yeah, I'm glad when I saw the book, I smiled, because there's not safety books out there. I mean, we talk about a lot of other issues, and but I'm glad that we have another friend me and John had on the show. He's doing obesity. We're dealing with real issues, and I think that is what we need to do for our kids. It's great to have a lot of fun stories, but we also got to have some truth in there and some kind of reality about life. You know, we got to teach them, and sometimes it's hard for parents. So when it's authors like us, they're tackling issues that people don't want to tackle, like missing children and safety and things like that, then you don't feel like you're by yourself, because a lot of times I see a lot of different posts, and my book is so different from everybody else's book. They're talking about, I'm not knocking it, but they're just talking about their subjects, you know what I mean? And so so when I saw your book, I was just kind of excited, because I was glad that somebody understood the importance, because considering that African American children and now we can't just say women anymore because they're taking boys, we're up there like number one, and other races combined make up what we lose annually. So, and we don't talk about it. I know we got a lot of issues with other things, police brutality and voting and other issues, but this is also like a silent killer to our community. It's like no one talks about it, and our kids just keep coming up missing, and they're not coming home. So
it's here. I mean, it's just like it's just not. It doesn't seem like it's getting better.
No, it's not. So I just appreciate somebody else tackling that subject. So we will be talking, because I got a lot of information we can share with each other. But it's a great subject. You guys check out the book. It's really a good book. It's on Amazon, first of all, and it's The Adventures of Floyd, the Brave Hornet, right? Hornet. Is that Hornet? Hornet. So it's a cute little boy, and it's a great book. I think you guys should check it out. Go ahead, John. I apologize.
That's okay. I was gonna have her tell the audience a little bit. You don't have to tell them the whole story of the book, but just tell them a little bit about the book.
Well, okay, so I just said for one, where the book came from, I just had a little incident I'm gonna start from here. I used to write a long time ago, like poems, I've won awards and then things like that, and I was talking to my grandmother one day. She was like, she was like, why don't you get back into writing? And that was probably like 2 years ago. She was like, why don't you get back into writing? You haven't written anything on something. I was like, Grandma, okay, you're right. Maybe I should write something. But prior to that, I had a little incident happen to me. I was getting up to go to work, and it was a wasp, for one. It's like a bug in front of the door. And every time I tried to go out the door, how they just kept coming for me. So I was like, I gotta get to work. I cannot get out this door. And it just, harassed me until I finally got in the car and I let up the windows. So when I was leaving, I drive a white Ford Explorer. So when I was leaving to go to work, when I got to the stop sign, I was like, let me check this car, because I would hate, there's a nest or something has to be in this car for this wasp to keep, following around this truck. So I looked in the trunk, I looked everywhere, I didn't see anything. And when I got back in the front seat, I saw a little bitty bug. I don't know what it was. It looked like it might have been a small wasp or a little baby wasp, whatever. And I let the window down and just flew away. I was like, well, what there is, that may have been Mama Wasp or whatever, trying to
get her baby.
Get the baby out the car. So that's where the story pretty much came from, just that incident. So I kind of turned it into a story, and it just started from him getting separated from her and his trip back to her. Hopefully he got back to his mom. I don't know if he did, but that's the basis of the story.
Yeah. So it's similar to my book Nyla Goes Shopping, because she gets in the store and does the same thing, sort of gets separated. So I like that. Yeah, so it's cool, because we need to teach what we need to do when we're separated, and we need to make sure that we have safety nets in place for the kids when we're separated. So it's a good book and it's cute. So just check it out. I'll post it again on at the end of the show. So if you want to check it out, you can. Another safety book. I'm very excited. So you do other things too. You model, you sing, you're a songwriter, you're an actress. So how do you take time for the community, what you're doing and you have a business. So you're doing all these things. How do you, implement community as part of that, keep that a priority? Because you guys' hands are quite full.
Yeah, we do. Just like we're planning on, that's what I'm actually in the middle of right now while I'm talking to you and getting these clothes together. Because we're going to do an emergency clothes drive pretty much with our company for Fullerton. Because they're flooded out. You know what I mean? They have a lot going on.
Yeah, they do.
And I was like, well, we have a whole bunch of clothes. It was something that we have been planning to do. Anyway, we were just collecting and doing things like that. So we have a lot of stuff. We just didn't know at what point in time we were going to need it. And it just so happens that this, unfortunately, this disaster happened. And I'm like, well, this is perfect. We got everything pretty much together. So I'm reaching out to other people that I know that could contribute. So we tried to come together and get all this stuff down there. We probably can't get it down there anytime soon because it's so flooded out. But as soon as we have an opportunity, we have bags and bags and bags of clothes that we're going to take down there. So it just happened. It just happened. We just try to prepare ourselves for when anybody needs anything. We just try to keep ourselves in a position to help. My thing with the community pretty much is helping being an outlet for those who need an avenue. For example, I have I wouldn't say protege just yet, but a young female that I'm working with, and I'm just showing her the ropes, like, so you can be an independent model, you can have your hands in everything. So it's just things like that. And when people reach out to me, any type of event that we can donate to, that we can show up to, do signings and things like that, we always try to make time to be available. But sometimes things just happen, and we're able to, help out.
So just keeping a willing heart.
And also, you're an actress. Now I'm interested in what you're doing with acting, because I do have a book. It's called Mentally Blind, Open Your Eyes. And they did a stage play off the book in Louisiana. So what type of acting do you do?
Well, I've done a lot. This is something I'm pretty much get thrown into things that. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm not actually. I don't go to acting school. Like, it's not something that I've just dove into. It's pretty much that I say right place, right time, or somebody asks me, and I'm able to jump in and help out. Just like I did a book trailer. A lady wrote a book, Antonina Griffin, Perfectly Out of Order. Her book, she went through domestic abuse. When she was younger, she wrote a book about how she overcame it. And I was the lead actress I was her in her book trailer for the book. And it was just something I had experienced, unfortunately, myself years ago. So it was something that became pretty much easy to me to play that role that she had. And I like entertaining. I'm not camera shy. And, I had, I had insight on the book. So it was just, it just pretty much came naturally. And I was in another commercial for Doritos. Somebody asked me, or just saw me and was like, hey, I need you to be, I see you did this and that, or you did that, I need you to be in this Doritos commercial. So we did Crash the Super Bowl. It was years ago. And I've done a bunch of music videos. And I'm working on something. We're actually working on a documentary within our company it's kind of, it's something like Menace to Society, this type of deal, so I'll be actress in that as well. So that's something that we're currently working on. That the secret project, not so secret anymore.
Oh, it's not. A lot of people know about it now. And also, you and I was talking, and you say you're an engineer for your job.
Yeah, well, I work in the engineering department. I work in lean manufacturing. So that's more on the business side, but I do work with the engineers. That's where my job pertains to. I pretty much, yeah.
And also, you back in school.
Yes, yes, I am. I went to school at A&T for education, but I'm going back to Gardner-Webb University, where my job is actually putting me back in school to get business administration, because I do all the training, do a lot of traveling. I have a trip coming up to go to Germany, to China. So, you know, I'm having to learn. I learn a lot in a short amount of time. So, yeah. So that's also something I'm dealing with. But I'm happy and I'm excited to travel, because hopefully I'm putting things together so that when I do go, be able to go on these trips and meet these people, I'll have something, something else to offer them. I'll see what else I can get going internationally with my book, and if I can get it translated in a different language or things like that. So I'm going to work on that too. So that's something I'm planning on coming up. I try to take advantage of everything, No time to rest, relax. I can enjoy China another time. I really just going for business, things like that.
But Miss Taylor, you are doing a lot of stuff. Where are you finding all this time?
That's the hard part. That's the toughest part. And multitasking, like I told you right now, I'm folding, separating clothes. Like they can hear me right now. Listen, like you saw my situation when I'm talking to y'all. Like, oh my God. But I don't know, and I enjoy it. This is something I enjoy. I don't know. I mean, I'm not. I just feel like a lot of things. I feel like I'm good at it. Second nature now, so it doesn't take me a lot of time to do things. Like, I've been in school before, so going back to school, and I also have a business. So a lot of the business classes, a lot of things they're asking me for, I pretty much have done for my business by itself, like business plans and marketing plans and presentations and all this stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm working. I mean, it just happened because I knew we need things I already knew that we needed. I'm having to do for schoolwork, so it's amazing to me because it's like years ago when you're younger, when you go through it, you're just going through the motions, turning in assignments and doing things. But now I have a whole other take on school because it's everything that I'm already doing. I'm just putting little pieces together and seeing little avenues that I didn't know about that I can take advantage of now. While I'm reading and researching and things like that. So. I mean, I don't know. I just enjoy it. It's fun. I mean, I don't know. You get one life, right?
Yeah. You're right. You get one life.
Yeah,
and you're really doing it. Yep.
But the goal is to not have to do anything eventually. Relax, put my feet up, have everything in order. So I'm doing all this now to hopefully not do less than anything in the future.
So what are your, if you would pick, you're doing a lot of stuff, okay, like you're a model, you're a singer, you're a songwriter, actress, dancer, an author. So if you had to pick one out of everything that you're doing, what would that be?
Well, the author, my book. That would be the one. If I had to stop everything and do one thing, I would do that one.
Yeah.
I would do that one. I have so many different avenues to that one, it doesn't even matter. And I already know that it's going to take a lot of time already away from a lot of stuff that I have going on. So I'm going to have, at some point, I'm going to have to, dedicate a lot of time to that by itself. I already know. But yeah, it would be my book.
Right. And also, you and I was talking, but you say you have a song coming out?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. We shot part of the video in the hurricane.
Oh, you did?
I know. You're horrible. But yes, we did. We shot part of the video Friday night, actually, a little Saturday. So, the song will be published out on all the avenues like iTunes and gender or things like that. But I'm just holding on to it just for the do the video release. Once the video is complete. But yeah, it's in mid-mastered. It's ready to go. It's been played on the radio in Raleigh already. So, yeah, that's just one other thing.
Oh, okay. Did you guys produce the song yourself, or you got another producer, or what?
Oh, no, my fiance made the beat for this one. He made the beat and pretty much wrote the lyrics. So he does production. And we have a studio at our home, actually. So whenever we write a song, what we do is me and him will get together because he writes, I write. And I have a best friend, a girl, Monique Brinkley. She writes. She just moved up here, actually, from D.C. to come and work with us. So she moved. She uprooted her whole family, pretty much, so she could come and get more, get her songs together because we got a lot that's going on. He needs you here. So she just moved to Charlotte not too long ago. And we just got her a beat produced, and she's working on another song. But either way, so we get together, we write, we normally stay up all night. Like, it starts, normally when we try to wind down, it'll be like 9 o'clock. Sometimes we'll be up until like 6 the next morning. And by the time we have the song written, the beat made, the song written, and the reference track recorded. So we always reference a song before we go to the real studio. The song that I just recorded, we recorded at the Maxima Studio. They've had people there like Rihanna, Beyonce. A lot of people have recorded in this studio. Like, their microphone is like, I think it's like a $15,000 microphone they use. It's ridiculous. But, so we recorded the song there. Then you have to pay to get it mixed and mastered. And then it's ready to go. So that's how that works with the songwriting.
So you know Beyonce?
No. What is she? No, I'm not. No, but it's a beautiful studio, though. I'm so close to it. It's shooting. But
wow.
It's a nice studio. I don't know if I went live. I did get some video footage of it, but a lot of people know about it in Charlotte, Maxima. That's where all the, they come. And normally any celebrity, if they come in North Carolina, they record a track. Like Fantasia, that's what she records.
Yeah.
Rico Barrino, people like that. So I do know Rico Barrino. But I don't know. I don't know if it's I don't know Fantasia, but.
Oh, okay. So you're pretty well connected then. To be able to use the studio that they use. She
connected with that money. Yeah, you got long she can pay it. She can get in. Studios don't have no face. All they see is green. So if she got this, I've been doing the game a long time. I know they don't see face. They see money. She could be the woman from the moon.
So what are you saying, Miss Jake?
I'm telling the truth. They don't care if you can't sing or rap, long as you got that coin. It's your hour, your loss.
Yeah, you're right.
So yes, right. Long as you got that coin, you can get in there. Nobody care what you. It's your fault you didn't know you couldn't sing or rap. It ain't their fault. They got top of line equipment.
You're right.
Okay, well, I want to let the audience know you're listening at Uplifting Communities Talk Show, and our special guest is Miss Kenise Taylor. She's an author. Her book is called Adventure of Floyd, The Brave Hornet, and and with John and Ms. J. So if you guys want to ask a question or elaborate on something, please press 1, and I will let you in. Okay, back to you, Ms. J.
Oh, was I telling you something? Well, hello, people. No. No, I just think that you do it, like John said, you do a lot. But I think the thing for me is that you still take the time out to think of others. I think a lot of times people have the famous line, I'm so busy, and they're too busy to consider other people, or, they just get in a little world, and that's all that matters is their world. And, you have a lot going on, and you still are willing to step outside your world to acknowledge other people. And I think that's why you're probably good at, expressing to young people about respecting others and respecting themselves, because you're leading by example.
Right.
You're not just talking about it. Yes,
That's
ma'am.
always how I feel about it. Like, I never know where I will be. Like, you know what I mean? I do my best, try to keep myself in the best position possible, but I'm sure a lot of people do when things don't go through.
That's right.
Things happen, life happens.
That's right.
So that's how I just feel about it.
That's right. Life does happen.
Right. Okay. Well, we have a caller. Let's let him in. Okay.
Absolutely.
Caller, state your name and where you calling from.
My name is Andrew Fent. I'm calling from Longview, Texas.
Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Andrew.
How y'all doing? I want to say hi to all of y'all of the community, and also Kenise Taylor, Miss Taylor, that to keep doing what she's doing. Keep helping kids and reaching out to people, and whether it's through music or artwork as well. So keep up the good work, and I'm glad you are inspired to do things that's positive to educate people.
Yes.
Which is something that's very rare to see now. I mean, I used to love reading Rainbow and stuff like that, and those type of programs kind of taking the back seat for education and things.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That was very nice, Andrew.
You're so right, Andrew. That's a rare, and but one thing I've noticed is that there is more African Americans is writing children books, and we really need that in the communities.
Yeah, it is actually growing, because I belong to quite a few of those groups, and it's actually growing, and it's really good. And not just, I mean, I'm always black, but Hispanic books. There are brown books of color, I should say, coming out so kids can see people that look like them and experience. I remember growing up, if you wanted history, Black history, that was an elective. It wasn't a requirement. And so, we don't get to see too many images like us, and so to have stories and kids that look like them telling stories that they can relate to is life-changing. And then it creates young authors, because there's a lot of in some of the Facebook groups, there are actually children writing their own children books, for their own peers. We've had a couple of them on our show, and so that is even more fantastic, because they're learning, well, if I can't find a book that look like me, I'm gonna create a book that look like me.
Awesome.
That's right. That's right. Well, we have another caller. Let's let him in.
Absolutely.
Caller, state your name and where you're calling from.
Tommy Cole, Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Hey, Tommy.
Hello, Mr. John. Mr.
Hey, Tommy.
Denise, how you all?
All right. Hello, how are you?
Oh, we're good. Hey, look, well, I want to compliment you on all the hard work that you do. Hey, that's great. I understand you written a book there, too, and you written a children's book. And I'm curious, because I write, too, but who do you target? Like the school system? With your book, are you target a certain area?
Well, yeah. Right now, because initially I wanted to get an agent, but I realized, I have a large following base, and they supported me a lot more. I figured they would support me, but a lot of love for the book, and I appreciate it from everybody who supported me. But yeah, I do have a few meetings with some of the elementary schools. Well, my hometown is the first place that I'm going to go to. My mom's already, my aunts are in the school system. I had an aunt that retired from the school system. God bless her soul, my Aunt Diane. And so it's just, and then I have a few other connections that I have from my hometown. So I'm pretty much focusing on them, and because I don't want to be overwhelmed. Like I said, it's just started. I have a few meetings coming up. I've done a few interviews, and I know some of the programs you want to get into. They're giving grants. I know that they give these certain programs grants to actually supply books to the school system. So It's not actually the school system who gets the books. It's outside companies who supply the books to these school systems
right,
through other programs and grants. So that's the direction I'm pretty much going in. And I had a few meetings set up, but this storm kind of pushed a few things back. So I know I'll probably pick back up next week sometime and get all my meetings that I had for this week coming up rescheduled to talk to people. I'm sure everybody understands. You know, everybody had a lot going on. So, but that's the direction I'm going in with the book. So.
That's a good direction.
I wish you and Mrs. J much success there on your, you know, your writing, and hopefully everything goes well.
Thank you. Yeah, that's an excellent direction. A lot of people don't know about that, but I had a meeting a couple of weeks ago, and I posted on Facebook. Anyway, but I didn't say what it was about because you can't always tell all your business, but it went really well. You know, but it is really and getting involved with organizations. I'll be calling you and tell you some stuff. But getting involved with organizations that that are involved in educating that type of information. But I'll get with you later. I'm not gonna take up the show for that. But yeah, so it's a great platform, and I salute all authors because everybody has a story, and if, you know, we're all telling our different stories our own way, and but we're getting information out. You know, John book is a great book. If you haven't picked it up, I know I said that before, but you should pick it up. You know, you gotta tell. We just be able to tell our stories, and I think it makes us a stronger community. You know what I mean? Because everybody's sharing something, and if we can work together, it makes us an even stronger community. So, again, you know, like Tommy said, I applaud you. You know, for all that you do. And also remembering the babies, because they are our future. They're my babies. They're my futures.
They are.
You know?
They are. They are. My son had a lot of insight with my book. Like, even the beginning, because when I first started, it was like 2,000 words. Like, I was pretty much writing, I don't know, a novel.
Yeah, kids ain't gonna read all that, boo. Yeah.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So I had to narrow it down to under 500. So, you know,
and that's still a lot.
Yeah.
Because that's not a chapter book. Yeah.
So
that's all right. That's how we learn. We don't learn unless we do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and so I applaud you for that. You know, and anybody that's out there doing anything, I applaud you for that, because it takes courage. Because you don't always have everybody in your corner. Everybody don't understand your dream. You know, what direction you're trying to go into, and you keep going. So I applaud all of you guys, because it takes a lot of courage and faith. Seriously, it does.
That's right. And it takes a lot of time and concentration. And, you know, a lot of motivation.
Girl.
You know, because writing a book can be really, really frustrating.
Learning lessons,
You know.
Yeah, really.
But, yeah, it can. Yeah, you know, I got one. The first one I did was The Unspoken, What the World Don't Talk About. And you know, it's but if you know, it's a good book, you know, but it's a lot of frustration. It's a lot, to me, it was a lot of frustration. You know?
It is. It's a lot. It's a lot. I always tell people, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. You again.
No. I would just say, I always tell people, I wish I knew this me before I started. Like, if I had me to talk to today before I started writing. Yeah.
It's tricky. You guys are both correct. And children books are even trickier, because sometimes adults are talking in adult language to kids, and you can't do that. So you have to actually become a child. Like, sometimes I have to look at my nieces and watch what they do and see how the new words and how goofy they are. You know, they're funny when they 9, 8, 7. You know, they weird. And because I was weird too. Everybody was. And so watching them, and you get to learn. You know, and that's I think children books are really hard, because adults have to come out of that I'm grown mind. You have to be very artistic. You have to come. Nobody care about all that grown people talk. You got to come down. And that's really challenging, to come down, especially when you're working in a field where you always have to be a certain level of performance, or how you carry yourself, and to come all the way down as a kid, that's hard. I find that challenging. Yeah.
You're right. You're 100% right, Miss J. But one thing I've learned, on the 2 books that I've wrote, and actually, as quite as it kept, I'm writing another book, as now. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you the name of it, but I got an agent that I probably will be working with. And one thing I've learned when I'm writing is that, in order for you to be really successful in writing, you have to have a book with 250 pages or more before an agent would actually pick you up. You can go to is a site called Editors and Creditors. They have all the agents on there, plus all the publishers, and it would tell you if it's a good publisher and everything. But somebody like Random House or Lil Brown, or there's a few others, they won't even speak to you unless you have an agent.
Right.
And so that's what I've learned. So me in process of writing this book probably would be my last one. Well, I'm going that direction, because actually what I would like to do, I would like Random House actually to pick the book out. In order for them to see it, I'm going to need an agent.
Well,
right. So this.
And I know John's talking about agents over. There's a lot of indie authors out there too, doing really big things. So don't think that's your only avenue. That's the avenue that he's chose that works for him. But also know that there's a lot of indie authors that are mainstream. Some of them are actually doing mini movies and TV on YouTube TV with their books. So it's a lot of different avenues you could go as an independent author as well. Don't freak out if you're listening. You're an author, or you're starting to write, or you're thinking about writing, and you go, "Oh, an agent, oh, that's too much." Just do you until you're ready to do something else. And that's what John did. He did him till he was ready to go to his next level. So you do the same. Don't panic. Don't start, second guessing your ability to be an author. Just do you. So yes.
You did. You said it right. You said it definitely right, Ms. J. That's right. Be yourself. And with that said, we only got 2 minutes left on the show. So I'm asking Ms. J to start closing us out.
Absolutely. Well, thank you to Andrew and Tommy for calling in. We appreciate it. And Kenise, if you had one positive note or something to say that you want to leave with the audience, what would that be?
Well, what would that be? Never give up. I know it sounds cliche. I just say that because, sometimes you get to a point where you try to do something and everything may not seem like it's working out for you, but you just gotta stick through it. So I'll just leave you with that. Just don't give up. You got the rest of your life ahead of you. Just take that time to push for what you want to do.
Absolutely. And Mr. John L. Brown?
Yes. First of all, I want to thank Miss Kenise Taylor.
Yes.
She said yes.
For coming on the show. I really, really like what you're doing. You keep up the good work, Miss Taylor. Just keep up the good work, okay? And God bless you. And I pray for all of you guys' safety up there in South Carolina. Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, and back to you, Miss J.
Absolutely. And yeah, prayers up for the Carolinas. We all I got family down there. I know John got somebody down there. He don't know it yet, but I know he do. He got people everywhere. So, got family and friends down there, and, just prayers up, and you guys continue to keep your heads up, and you're in our prayers. And thank you, Miss Kenise, for coming on. Even in this difficult time, you're in a Hurricane Florence, and you just came online. So we appreciate you for that extra effort. We really do.
Thank you. I just appreciate y'all too. Uplifting Communities. Big shout out to you guys for doing this for people. I really appreciate it. God bless you all for doing that.
Oh, no. Blessing is you coming on the show, sis. So with that said, we thank you guys for joining us. Good night and peace and blessings.
All right. Good night, everybody.